doing well. Welcome to the Real Data Lab. So today we are going to cover what is the statistics with its example and many of its terminologies which are very basic and very needed for further statistics. So let's start the video. So let's start our lecture. So first of all, what is statistics? Statistics is a science of collecting, organizing, analyzing, interpreting data. In this, we collect a lot of data and we organize their data, analyze their data, and we make a meaningful decision based on their data. Suppose you are working in a company and you are doing a survey of how much your product sale has been going in past year. So first of all, there are many people in that city, that country. Let's suppose you cannot go to every person, ask them personally that how much the product they have liked or how much useful that product has been to them. So you will take from that population, you will take the small sample, like you will go to few of people and ask their feedback, take their feedback. On the base of their feedback, that you will make decision that how much that product has been grown. So in this, first of all, you will collect the data, organize that data, analyze that data. After doing all these steps, you will make a final decision and you will make a meaningful decision. You will not only make the guesses that yes, this product is have been on large scale and have been very useful or not being useful. In the statistics, we simply do that. We collect the data, organize data, and summarize data so we can make a meaningful decision. And now let's talk about the types of statistics. There are two main types of statistics: descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Descriptive statistics describe and summarize data using averages, graphs, and table. It answers what do we see. In this, we calculate averages and ranges, create visual charts and graphs, summarize patterns in the data. So this is the part of descriptive. And now if we look on inferential statistics, it is very simple thing. In this, we make conclusion about the large population. In the previous example, as I told you, that we will do survey and we cannot predict everything about that population. Simply we'll take the sample, and on the base of that sample, we'll make our conclusion. Simply that is inferential. We make conclusion about the large population. In this, we got to answer that what we can guess about what we haven't seen, make prediction from samples, test hypothesis. In statistics, we will look to hypothesis testing, which will also we will look in null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis. This is going to be really fun and super easy. And also we will talk about the estimation, population, and many more. As if we look on descriptive, we will also discuss about normal distribution and t-distribution, many more things. So this is all about the descriptive and inferential statistics. This is the small thing that I have write, which are important terminologies in descriptive statistics. These are very important. These are going to be used in furthermore statistics. So first of all, the terminologies we have of measure of center. We have mean, median, and mode. Now these are very simple. Let me go back. Yes. So let's say we have a data. Just wait a minute. We have a data like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, if we have to find the mean, this is a very basic concept, but if you don't, it's okay, it's totally fine. It is a very simple thing. First we have to find the mean. Okay, first we have to find the mean. That means average. We'll sum all the values, we'll sum these all the values, and we'll divide by the total count. How much total count we have? 5. We will divide the sum all and the total count. by total. So we'll get the simply mean is all about this. And now we have a median, means middle, the center value when ordered. When we ordered our data, the center value we get, middle value we get, that is median. And the other is the mode is the most frequent and repeated number. Let's say we have a data set 1 1. Let me erase it so you can see simple. Please do subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's say we have this data set 1 1 2 4 8. Okay, now we have to find what is the mode of this data. For finding the mode, we will just see which is the most frequent and repeated number. So 1 1 is most frequent number, so this is going to be our mode. See, this is very simple. Okay, now the another thing which we have is measure of spread. Here the thing, so I can make you more clear these the measure of spread, because these are very important and going to so now measure of spread. First of all, the term we have is range. This is the difference between highest and lowest value. Let's say we have an data set like 22, 28, 29, 40. I'll just pick a random data set, and we have to find the range of this. So finding the range, the formula we have is that it maximum value minus minimum value. So first we will look at what is our maximum value in this data set, that is 40, and minimum value we have is 22. Simply if we subtract, we will get our range. So this is how we find the range. And now if we move towards to, let me erase it first. Okay, so let me pick a dark color. So now if we look toward the standard deviation, it is very important, and trust me, it's going to be used in statistics a lot. So standard deviation is how spread out of our values are, how our values, how they are spread out. Let me write down the formula. Don't worry, I will put down the link of the formula sheet in description, so you can download it by that link. Please do subscribe to my channel. Initial new. In this video we are only going to learn the basic concept. Now this is standard deviation, and variance is the average of square difference. And the formula of variance is sigma, and square is equal to sum of midpoint minus population whole square divided by whole number. So this is our variance. Okay, these are the basic formula of these. So don't worry, I will put down the link, and the things have been mostly clear to you. So don't worry, this is very easy. So let me repeat it once again so you can get the idea. Measure of spread contain three main terms: range, standard deviation, variance. Range is the difference between the highest and lowest value. Standard deviation means how spread out our values are, and variance is the average of square difference. So now let's move to another topic. This is all about the making generalization. So inferential statistics use sample to say something about a population. This is how researchers make a broad claim without studying everything. So as I told you previously that if you have to make a decision, we will take a population. From the population we'll take the sample. Instead of studying or collecting every data from the population, we will not do that. It is very time taking and very hard to do. So we will take the small sample from the population, and this is how that researchers make claims without studying everything. They do not read every article, they just take some of the sample from the population and make their ideas and make their claims. In this inferential statistics, these are main things. that we are going to discuss further, that is confidence interval, hypothesis testing, exam in practice. Okay, interval is estimate a range where the true population average likely fall. In this, we will go for distribution and that how sure we are this decision is going to be true, or how much agree, how much true our this population is going to be fall. So this is how confidence interval will lie. And other is hypothesis testing. In this we will get null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis. On the base of this we will see that our claim is right or our claim is wrong. So we'll go for hypothesis testing, like so this is all about the hypothesis testing. Now exam in practice. There is test 50 medicine sample, claim that 90% work in all patient. Okay, if a drug company, medicine company launched a medicine and they want to check that how much their medicine have worked on people, so they will not go for all the population. They will take a medicine and they will take a small population and take data from them, and then they will make their generalization that how their medicine is going to be work. There's another thing, interesting thing, let me tell you that in hypothesis testing, if we have two companies, I'm just giving you a light idea, don't take it seriously. We will in other video I will explain that what is hypothesis testing. So in hypothesis testing we have null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. The hypothesis, the claim we are doing that no, our drug is 90% work on all patients, this is called null hypothesis. And the thing that is going to prove our null hypothesis wrong, that is going to be alternative hypothesis. So this is the basic idea of hypothesis testing. Okay, so let's go on other. Yes, remember this population sample, they are very important, and I have tell you more about previous things. I have told you what the population is, what the sample is. So population is the entire group we want to study or we want to make conclusion about. And example, all students in a university, all patients with a disease, all cars produced by factory. We cannot make claims or decision of all of this because the population is very large and it is hard to make a generalization about the population. So what we do, we take the sample, a small group, and we'll make generalization about that sample data, and we study a sample to learn about the population. This is important point and very simple, means it is a conclusion of this. So this is very easy. Now let's go. Okay, now it is parameter versus statistics. So parameter, it is a number that describe the population. Okay, like some examples we have, that the true average GPA of all students in university, this is the whole population. And another example is actual percentage of voters who support a policy, so that is also a population because there are many voters. And real average height of all adults in the country, imagine a country, this is the whole population, and we cannot take the survey data from the whole population. So this is all about the parameter. It is usually unknown and we must estimate it. Don't So parameter is usually unknown and we must estimate this. Now what is a statistics? States. So a number that describes the sample, like here we have an example and parameter, the true average GPA of all students in a university. And in statistics, in sample, we have an average GPA of 50 students in our survey because we cannot take the survey of all the university. Okay, and here is another example. In sample that we have is a percentage from poll of 1000 voters, so we cannot go for the all voters, we will take just a sample of 1000 voters. Another example is the average height from 100 measured adults. There are many adults in the country, so it is impossible to take an average So we'll just measure the height of 100 adults and we'll make conclusion, journalization, our decision on the basis of this. It can be calculated from the sample data. Remember, parameter means population, they both starts with P. Statistics, sample, both start with S. So this is that much easy. So there are types of data: categorical versus numerical. So you can say also quantitative data, qualitative data. In quantitative data, there are numbers or labels that describe quantities, like quantities which are gender, city, color, subjects. These all are the qualities in a thing. And other type we have is numerical, which is also called quantitative data. It tells us the quantity of something, like test score, a height, a GPA, a age. These all are the quantities, they are not the qualities. So this is the types of data, these are very important. And now we'll see numerical data. There are further types of numerical data. These are discrete versus continuous. Discrete data, we have whole numbers which we can count, and it contains, remember that it contains no decimals. These are the whole numbers, like books, students in class, and marks of a student. Like these are the whole number, okay? We have not decimal. And there is a continuous data, a data any value within a range including decimals. We can also conclude decimals, like that we have a height 165.5 centimeter. This contain decimals, so this is a continuous, and it can be between a range too. So these are the types of numerical data: discrete versus continuous. How data is collected, remember this in the statistics, this is very important, that how our data is collected. Number one, survey and questioning. So the data, step one is surveying and questioning. Like we go to different people and ask them questions, directly information, and we note it down, okay? Example, how many, if we do a survey on our students, like we will not go all the students in a university, in a college, in a school. Instead, we will go to the sum of the students and we'll ask them how much hour do you study per week. And other is observational studies. Watch and record behavior without inferences. We will observe and watch and record the behaviors without the interference, if we are counting cars at a traffic signal during the rush hour, we don't go to every people and we ask from them. We just observe the things and write down the data, write down the things directly by observing. The third is experiments. Like they change one factor and measure the effect. Like if we change another factor like treatments, and we will see that if we change this factor, what are the effects, and we'll measure that effect. If we compare two teaching methods in a different classes, these are the experiments. Like surveys are observation, watch, experiment, tests. Okay, now we have distribution, how data is spread out. The distribution show how data values are spread across different ranges. It often visualized as bar chart, histogram, or bell-shaped curve. Bell-shaped curve, this we are going to discuss in statistics. By the normal distribution, this is normal distribution is pretty good topic. Inshallah, we will cover it soon. So it why it matter, why distribution, how data is spread out, why it is matter, why it important, why it is important. So if a score are mostly high, low, spread out, it help us to choose the right average, what will be the right average for the data. Like we should take mean or median, reveal the pattern and outlets in the data. We will see that how data reveals the pattern between the data. Let's take an example. If most students score across 70 to 80 on a test, the distribution is centered around 75. This tells us that the test was moderately difficult. So this is that how distribution spread work out. This was all about the statistics. If you have liked the video, please do subscribe and like the video. And please, if you have any kind of queries, let me know in the comment box. I will answer them as soon as possible. Study hard, and thank you for the watching. And you will get the slides and also the formula sheet and description. You can take them and make your own notes and study hard. Goodbye. See you in the next video.